Chapter 2. The Armoire. From the bedroom where they sat, they heard the apartment door open. The old man coughed a few times as he entered. The old woman whispered to Hugo, "He can't know you're here. Just keep quiet. Let him eat his dinner in peace, and then I'll divert him to the bathroom, and you can sneak out. Now I don't want to hear a noise out of either of you." Her eyes quickly glanced to the armoire. It was a brief look, but Hugo and Isabel had both seen her do it. She left the bedroom and closed the door behind her. Hugo and Isabel sat staring at each other for a few moments, and then Hugo whispered. She looked over at the armoire. There must be something in it. I already searched it when I was looking for the notebook, Isabel said. There's nothing. Search it again, said Hugo. Don't tell me what to do, said Isabel. But after thinking about it, she pulled another bobby pin from her pocket. Within moments, she had unlocked the doors. She looked again through the hanging coats, through the folded sheets and clothes on the lower shelves. She took the chair that Hugo had been sitting on, stood on it, and checked the top shelves, but still found nothing. As Hugo looked up at her, he noticed something odd. There was a decorative panel at the top of the armoire, which had two thin, parallel cracks in it. He had pointed them out to Isabel. She reached up and knocked on the wood. It sounded hollow. Still standing on the chair, she was able to get a grip on the wooden moulding, and she pulled until the panel had come off in her hands. Isabel shrieked and lost hold of the box. She landed on the floor, and the box landed on her foot and smashed to bits. She screamed again. The contents of the box flew everywhere. Hundreds of pieces of paper of every shape and size scattered across the floor. Hugo saw that they were all covered with drawings. Also inside the box was what appeared to be a very thin, old blanket, covered with images of stars and moons. It was frayed and dusty. Within moments, the bedroom door flew open. "Isabel!" yelled her godmother as she ran to the girl. The old man stood frozen in the doorway. He was staring at the drawings. "Why would you do this, children? Why?" wailed the old woman. "Hugo, gather up those drawings and lock them in the armoire." She handed him a key from her pocket. "Come now, quick! And Isabel, you must come with me. George, go back outside to the kitchen." Hugo pocketed the key and picked up the papers. He held them in his good hand as if they were diamonds and rubies. Some were on single sheets of paper, some hand-bound into little books. The edges of the drawings were yellowed and brittle, but they were all beautiful, and they were all by George Méliès. No, the old man whispered to himself. No, 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 no. His voice got louder with each word and he began to cough. What is going on here? Where did these drawings come from? He covered his eyes with his hands. Who did these drawings? Who is playing this trick on me? Leave the room, George, cried the old woman, who was trying to help Isabel stand. The old man then ran toward the drawings and grabbed handfuls of them, tearing them apart. The children instinctively threw themselves onto his arm, separating him from the papers. Hugo's hand was in terrible pain, and Isabel's foot felt like it was broken, but they tried desperately to keep the old man from destroying the drawings. Stop it, George, stop it, yelled his wife. This is your work. Ha! He cried. How could this be mine? I am not an artist. I am nothing. I am a penniless merchant, a prisoner, a shell, a wind-up toy. While the old man was distracted by his wife, Hugo and Isabel gathered up all the drawings. They shoved them back into the armoire and locked it. The old man was now bent over the side of the bed, his face buried in his hands, weeping. He was muttering the word no over and over again, and then he whispered, an empty box, a dry ocean, a lost monster, nothing, nothing, nothing. He continued to mutter and sob, and the children slowly backed away from him. The old woman put her arm around her husband and helped him get into bed. She rested his head on the pillow and pulled the covers up to his chin.